Assalamu alaikum. Hi, Oracle Reiki Spiritual Healer. And as we have been understanding that there are penalties for certain situations, for all situations in the holy books. So we have to also understand that when we are applying these situations to the justice that matches in the holy books, that we must be just ourselves. So this is why I have given a lot of these laws, a lot of the understanding, especially from Leviticus in the Holy Bible, if we would just read and understand them. So, we also understand, when we go to talking about warlocks and witches, history will make you believe that only women are witches. But now that I have given you this understanding that, it was mostly men who entered into these groups and into these societies and formed these covens, and it was only after women realized, that they were being attacked in this way, that there were, some women also that entered into, that kind of, those kinds of attacks, those kinds of control in society, in the church, in the house. But we have to understand that the penalty for these people, it doesn't matter who they are. If they are male or female, they are supposed to be unalive. You shall not suffer a witch to live. In the Holy Bible, that's what it says. So when we bring about the sword, when we bring, the sword, to the fight, when a person realizes that, this sword that we have forged in fire, the fire of God, that this entire sword has to go through your body. I'm going to make it very vivid for you so that you don't miss. And so that you don't misunderstand who I am. I want you to not misunderstand who Jesus was and the disciples. Except for those Judases we understand that were willing to sell themselves, for a miserable price. We understand, we're on the same page now. That certain things in society that God has given us from the earth, when it has been corrupted by the entity, by those who will want to be in alignment with the entity for comfort and ease of this world, are exposed. And when they are exposed, there is a punishment and a penalty, not only by the wrath of God. Look at there, I'm getting all kinds of confirmations here. It's not only by the wrath of God, but he also sends that punishment and wrath, by men's hand, by the earth, by, different elements in society. Sometimes he causes earthquakes or, volcanoes to explode on certain people. But in many cases, we are supposed to be the defenders of what God has revealed to us, what God has sent down, the vulnerable among us, the elderly, people, the babies, the children, the women, the chosen ones among us. We're supposed to stand as guardian and understand that we are the guardians to enforce upon the earth with all those things and all those beings that are in submission to God. Not worrying about, the peril or the risk, for what you say. If it's the truth, then it's the truth. We have to say what the book say. if you change the book, but you have not banned a book, and even if they ban the holy books, it is written on some of our hearts in order to be able to speak what God would have us reveal to the chosen ones of this generation, to get them out of, the darkness that these governmental narcissists who have changed the book, I mind you, have sent up on your hearts and minds. So, it's not my fault that, I've been looked on as, the bearer of bad news. No, it's simply a warning. I'm simply warning you to what your behavior and conduct could bring up on you. I'm simply warning you of what your behavior and conduct in not defending the things that God would have you defend will still bring the penalty and the wrath up on you. Not in the same way, if you could not do anything. But if you are in alignment with the entity because you want to be in control, because you want to be superior, because you want to be right up on the earth, and, can't no woman say nothing to you and just look at you. Okay. So by all means, whoever, stands in unity, whoever stands with God, then let them be judged by the light of what God has revealed. Nobody can stand and say that I'm totally always right all the time. Nobody. Not me. Nobody that walks the earth is perfect. But the problem comes in when we cannot be corrected. And we must be corrected. We must correct people in the right way. We must correct people, by the light of what God has revealed in the holy books. When the holy books align, we must align with what the word of God say. We must leave alone what has been given to this entity. And in many cases, let me go ahead and add this to what we're talking about here, where in many cases, when the entity know who you are, they will come to you in a dream. The entity will come to you. The shayateen will come to you and offer you things in life to be entertainers, to sell your gifts, to, be, like in Devil's Advocate, to be the best lawyer and win every case. At what expense? To be right every time. At what expense? It's to serve the entity. It's to serve the shayateen. Okay? So we have to make sure that we are in alignment with what God has revealed and in alignment with the chosen ones. That if you come over here with certain things where you are trying to harm me, then I'm going to defend what God has given me. That's, my person. I'm going to defend my mind, my body. I'm going to defend the truth. And anybody else that's vulnerable that you're picking on. It doesn't matter who you are, because that is our duty as the chosen one. That is our duty, to God. That is being in submission to God. That, I see a lot of people, they will, pick up a little kitten or a hurt animal, but they'll leave a homeless person laying right there where they are and won't even check on them. This is not how God has, ordered us to be up on the earth. We must unify ourselves together up on the earth. We are made from the base matter that we know, that connects all of us, and that connects us also to God. So we have this understanding in order to move forward, in order to unify with the black and brown people of the diaspora, no matter if they have different beliefs and ways than we do. God has connected us because we are under the same oppression. The land is being taken by the same entity. The land is being attacked. We are under attack, no matter where you look. So before we become wiped out, a race that is, wiped out, like the ancients before us by this entity, let us come together. Let us have an understanding. Let us sit and have a decent conversation together about what God has sent down and how we can unify, our people across the diaspora. How we can unify in our communities. How we can unify with the chosen ones of our nations in our homes. Right around our neighborhoods. So I hope that you have received this message so that we align ourselves with what's in the holy books. What God has sent down from the earth is good and beautiful for us. And so let's see what I am going to prescribe for us today. I think I wrote it down, so let me see what I got for us. And I wrote down, we're going to read Genesis 3:18 through 29. And we are going to read Al-Hijr 15:19 as we look into what God has revealed to us upon the earth. What are the good things that God has given us upon the earth? So, again, Al-Hijr, and I might be saying it wrong, so you can correct me. My Arabic isn't perfect. Al-Hijr 15:19. And it describes the beauty that God creates and spreads out the earth and balancing, causing every growth, everything beautiful. So, this is what we want to see. We want to see the beauty in our people, not what the entity, the propaganda that has put in our communities against not only for men and women, but we want to see the beauty in the diaspora, in every one of our cultures that are up under attack. So I hope that you have received this message. Please like, share, and subscribe to me over all of my platforms. You can book your life coaching sessions or your video chat sessions if you want me to acclimate a gift to your situation. Please like, share, and subscribe to me. Leave a comment for me. And also, you can donate to me. I'm High Oracle Reiki Spiritual Healer. Assalamu alaikum.